Negrom, Throne both finish. They can't improve. Pistol can't improve. George couldn't improve. Admiral can, though, and he goes provisional P1. Walker does improve. Not enough to move him up a position. That keeps him P9. Seasick Dread goes P3. Skywalker, though, it's a 15-7 for the Alpine driver. As we go 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And it's go, go, go for the sprint race. We will get... It says DRS is enabled on lap 1. I don't believe that to be true, but... Yeah, there we go. Tyres and all that enabled. There's carnage up and down the field. A few positions being made. There's a lot of drivers going side by side. A few ghosted, in fact. Actually, that's really weird. Somehow making it stand. Walker making a move on Mini Walker. Walker and Walker being forcing off the track a bit there. And yeah, Mini Walker just has to back down from that particular fight there. Most of the grid hopped in for a half and half split strategy. Soft and mediums combined. Fister going for a move on Moon. Can he make that stick? Moon on the better race line on the outside. And yeah, he gets a long way ahead and just able to make that move. There's a yellow flag. That's Throne Globe round, I believe. There it is. And Nitman Fury going getting overtaken by the Alpine of English. Said he's struggling for pace. I'm hoping that doesn't affect anyone. Don going for an overtake on Moon. He gets up himself into P16. So, yeah, and Boltslinger getting a move done. And then going off track goes Moon. Throne Globe gets right past. And now you just try and find moves where you can. And Mini Walker going around the outside of Fanta. Fanta still holding the inside line for the next 2 turns. But the inside turns to the outside. Turns back to the inside for Mini Walker. He gets on the curb and has to back out. But that invites Negrom through. And through goes Negrom, who just about squeezes through. And Mini Walker's going to be wanting to fight that. He does not want to lose that position to the Williams. And yeah, he just has to settle through on that one. But he comes back at him. There's a bit of touchy-touchy there between the Williams and the Haas. And yeah, the Haas just gets back right through. So 3-second penalty to Karma. He's currently sitting in P6. There's quite a few cars close together. There is a car... Oh, and there's a collision! That's the moot round. And look at these two. Walker versus Walker. As they'll go side by side right now into the next couple of turns. Walker gets a bit hesitant. And there's a safety car. And, ladies and gentlemen, why is Mini Walker not pitted? Oh no. And here we go. Mini Walker goes away. So, Mini Walker, who has to pit, leads the Grand Prix. Nick, he pitted. The other Haas going to the hards. Again, I don't get why you would go hards. They're fighting really, really hard. The McLaren and the Haas driver. OZ going for a move on Dutch Booster. Dutch is still keeping it there. They're giving off each other a room. And there you go. OZ just falling in behind. I say he's falling in behind, but now it's 3-4 wide. What is going on? Wow, these Gaggle cars are absolutely crazy. Boltzinger going, getting overtaked and then re-overtaking back. There's now an Aston Martin going for an overtake. That's a kick. Sauber going wide. And there we go. Mini Walker. Karma losing positions left, right and centre. He's lost so many places. He went from P7, maybe P6, down to P10. That's not going to do him any favours. for the Red Bull, as Mini Walker goes massively wide and then has to come into the pits anyway due to the mandatory pit stop rule. And that will throw him down to the back of the grid anyway. Walker making a move on Clem makes that very easily. Throne making a move, and there's Nick Manfury round. That is an M plate damage on his left hand side, and there is a retirement as well for the Alpine, and that brings out a virtual safety car. 10-second penalty for Dutch Booster, ignoring yellow flags. We've got a few. What is going on here? Foam Globe, drive-through penalty for speeding under the VSC. We talk about unlucky. Here's unlucky. Few people getting overtaken, overtaking each other, and then now a few people getting more penalties again. This ain't going to bode well for some of the cars. McLaren being very risky, going for an overtake on the Ferrari of Walker. Didn't even know he was alongside enough, and there goes a Red Bull. Oh, he's into a wall. Carmen drops down even more places. Kicks Albert, goes into the pit lane. And so does Throne Globe. Throne Globe going to serve that penalty. And Walker's spun round a bit. Oh, wow. Okay, this is getting intense. Bear in mind, this is the man that set the pole position lap for the race. Seasick Dread. Is that him round? It is. On the exit of turn 11, Walker, 10-second penalty for collision with Seasick Dread. Must have been severe enough to give him a penalty. Jesus. What has happened there? Mini Walker making a move on Moon. Moon, yeah, just getting into the gravel. Fanta keeping him just in... not Fanta. Skywalker keeping him in check enough to start fighting these two. And he is. He's going to go for an overtake on the Red Bull. He's gone down the inside. It looks like he forced off the Red Bull a little bit. He was alongside, so he was allowed room. Does he have enough to hold on, though, for Skywalker? Skywalker now going for the overtake on the George. He gets past. Now, will he hold on to it? I believe he will. It's just... Ooh, that was a nice corner for Skywalker. Got a lot of grip through there. That's going to allow the Alpine of Skywalker to take the lead. Admiral and George going side by side. That's brought Pistol right back into the mix. Now, into the final few corners. Skywalker just ahead of these two lads here, or these three lads, should I say. So we go on board with Skywalker. He's going to come across the line. He's our sprint winner, followed by Admiral, George, and Pistol. Fanta's going to come across the line. It's going to be a P5 for him. Negron, P6, followed then by the Mercedes of Oz. 10 seconds for Walker. That promotes Don up. Here comes Fister and Seasick Dread. And that promotes them up even more as well. So Fister and Seasick Dread, followed then by Walker, then Clem, then Mini Walker, then Throne gets P14. Karma DNFs before the line. That's going to promote Dutch and Moon and Bolt and Nick Fury up all one place. And here we go. It's 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And away we go for the Australian main race. We'll get right into this. George up 2 already. Well, I say that. Skywalker is leading the race. On my screen. Oh, don't tell me it's desynced. I saw blue flags. I'm having issues here already. As it says Skywalker is in second place, but he's actually in first. There we go, it's sorted itself out now. Here we go, so Skywalker in first, followed by Admiral, followed by Pistol, followed by George, followed by Fanta, Negrom, Oz, who's being overtaken. At the moment, there's a bit of a side-by-side moment there with Oz and Don. Yeah, Oz just backs out, and no, never mind. Don backed out. Mini Walker side-by-side with Clem at the moment. Gets a bit off track. because of that, got unsettled and had to go and nearly hit Clem. And he's got off track again. There we go. So Walker clearly struggling at the moment on those medium tyres. I'm sure there's a lot of people as well struggling. There's still that glitch as well with the timing. I'm just trying to find the battles, but they're all at the back of the grid, and there's two cars have collided. That was Clem and Karma, I believe. That's not going to do them any favours at the moment. Nick Fury trying to make a move on the Kicks Albert. He does, I believe, make that move. Yeah, he does. He doesn't just make one or two or three. I believe he just made 3 places up, actually. I could be lying. Clem, DNF, I think he retired on the track. So that is going to be a penalty point going his way. There's Walker and Globe getting together. Seasick now next to him. There is your engineer of the Ferraris joining now. Look at this. Look at how close these two are getting. This is not going to bode well. They need to buck up their ideas and start working, because they are going to lose the pack if they keep fighting that aggressively. Don lost a lot of time there. And he's now being overtaken by both Walker and Seasick Dread. As there's a McLaren, he's got a really good run out of turn 2 that's going to give him the ability to go down the inside of both the... Oh, that's getting close. Oh, yeah, he does make it through, and that's Fanta up into second place. That fighting is not going to help them one bit, though. As we've already got our first 3-second penalty. That's done round. Now, let's see what Walker can do. Can he get past the Merc? He's been hit by Seasick. He comes onto the track. Just barely. That's going to be a penalty heading Seasick's way. There's a few overtakes going to be happening here. Nitman Fury going to be attempting an overtake. If he can get close enough. And he can. Down onto the inside. He gets really close to overtaking. Just didn't have the confidence. That's going to compromise him, though. Now, going into turn 13 or 12, should I say. Yeah, and he just backs out. RTM gave for a slide. That's going to compromise him. Nick's going to go back through. And that's him back up to P14. Up. And that is a car round. That is Negrom. He's gone into the gravel. Will he join safely? No, that's a bit of an unsafe rejoin. Oh, don't want to be doing that. Don getting overtake on Mr. P16, and P16 is going to come and fight back. They both come together, and Don comes out the worst for it. And that's Dutch Booster up into the final points position. Yeah, set to 2, and that's the safety car. Was that English? It is, and that's his wing gone. I bet he spun and hit the gravel trap. Battle for P13. It's an Aston Martin versus a Red Bull versus a Williams. Williams looks like it's getting a little bit of a nudge by the Red Bull to say, hurry up, let's go, let's go, let's go. And there's going to be a move. Nitman Fury onto Walker. Walker just trying to nudge him. That is Nitman Fury up into P10. Now the question is, can he hold that off? That's a Williams going wide against the Aston Martin of Pistol Pete. There was a bit of collision. There's a wheel off. Oh my god, this is mayhem. And I just saw a Red Bull absolutely clatter that wall. And that's a virtual VSC. He's backed completely off. Here we go. Seasick Dread making a move on the Red Bull of Admiral, giving him a bit of wheel banging. They're still side by side, still there, and yeah, there we go. Seasick Dread makes a move of it, and here we go. Nitman Fury up into P11. There sits a free caution again, and there's another VSC. This time, who was that caused by? I think we found our culprits. I'm not too sure. Yes, we have found our culprit. Negrom getting held up by Moon, because Moon absolutely killed his wing. You know, anything from a quali block to Yeah, just anything as Fister gets back past, and then Fister goes massively wide, doesn't have the grip on those hard tyres that he thought he had. Mini Walker makes mince of that, and he goes up into P7. Don't know what we're doing that for, and there's a yellow flag, and it's done. And he just can't turn at all. So there you go, Don has sprung out of caution. But Skywalker, look at that gap. 2.4 seconds as Admiral goes for an overtake on George. Does he do it? Yes, he does. And he gets a little bit wobbly. Fanta under attack by C6 Dread. C6 Dread going for the move on the outside. Closest to the gravel. Beautiful overtake there from the Williams. Quite literally for the penalty holders at the moment. Don't want to be fighting too much, and Admiral goes massively wide, and that puts everyone under the pressure. Oh, wow. Look at this. C6 Dread getting boxed in there by the VCOM and the Red Bull, and the McLaren going wide, and he brakes super early. That nearly causes a collision from behind with OZ, and OZ is right there. We are on the last lap actually, so while we're here we go. Our race leader winning by 1.8 seconds currently as the Ferrari's gone one. That is Walker, I believe. It is. As they get going. Skywalker comes across the line. He's going to finish P1, George P2, and they get moved down. So it's going to be C6 and OZ P2 and 3, George P4, Admiral P5, 6 for Fanta, 7 for Mini Walker. Fister finishes P8, Throne Globe P9, and Walker will come across the line and be P10. And then just behind that, you have Pistol Pete. I believe he'll get moved down behind Nitman Fury as they cross the line together. Yes, they do. There you go. So Nitman Fury up to P11, Pistol down to P12. Dutch Booster comes across the line P13, Negrom up to P14, Boltlinger down to P15, and at the very far back, P16 is David 35 seconds behind the race